We're in Costa Rica, a land of stunning beaches, luscious rainforest, and delicious coffee, but also one of the most expensive. So the question is Costa Rica worth the cost? Let's find out. This video is going to give you the cost of accommodations, activities, food, and transportation so that you can decide if Costa Rica is worth the cost. First off, let's talk about accommodations, assuming you don't want to sleep on the jungle floor. Check out our room in Tamarindo, and by room, I literally just mean a room. That's her office. Literally in a closet. And this one doesn't even have its own bathroom. I hate shared bathrooms, honestly, but what are you gonna do? Just for context, the big room at the end of the Nicaragua video was 98 bucks a night, and this was 120 bucks a night. So in Monteverde, there aren't really many mid-range options, so we tried to go the cheap route and get a hostel that was 37 bucks a night for a room. Bad decision. It might not seem too bad at first, but this bed is literally the most uncomfortable thing I've had the displeasure of laying on. You can feel the individual springs, and there's nothing worse than going home after a long day knowing you have a terrible bed. And they literally make you pay $1 for a towel. Like what? Our room in La Fortuna is 80 bucks a night, and it's definitely the smallest but coolest room I've ever stayed in. Can't lie, this room is pretty cramped. Another day, another Selena. This room was 100 bucks. Shared bathroom again, which is pretty annoying. But I'm just happy to be in a real building, not in the woods or like the past places we've been in, so really can't complain. This is the Airbnb we got in Puerto Viejo. It was 120 bucks a night, and the inside is kind of nice, but it was literally in the most remote area. It was super hard to get Ubers, and there was beetles everywhere, so still honestly really not that great of a deal for how expensive it was. So as you can see, the $40 to $50 range for hotels is going to give you a pretty miserable experience. 100 to 150 will be a little better. You'll get a decent room, but you're going to have to share a bathroom most likely, which personally I really just don't like. Next up, let's talk about the adventures you can take, because if there's one thing Costa Rica is known for, it's outdoor adventures. Today we're in Salvatierra Adventure Park. Paid $45 each to walk through the rainforest and cross 8 of these bridges. So if you like taking cool pictures and seeing some animals, this is definitely the place for you.
This is sick!
I guess this is why they call it the cloud rainforest. One thing that's kind of annoying about Costa Rica is that it is super touristy and it feels like you have to do everything through a tour guide. But right now we're gonna go try to find some free stuff to do. Very ironically, literally 30 seconds after I said that, we got to this spot where there's a famous tree, just a tree, but of course there's a guy waiting outside to say you gotta pay $4 to get in. They really do monetize everything here.
Brandon, that wasn't funny.
Right now, we're hunting for sloths. We got into this sloth trail for 15 bucks each. If we see a sloth, 100% gonna be worth it. If not, I'm suing.
I want to see a sloth!
Totally just thought we saw one, but it was actually like a leaf, so we're gonna keep looking.
Walk quietly.
We are hunting rabbits. Wait, we may have a sloth sighting. Mission accomplished. One thing that differentiates Costa Rica from its Latin American neighbors is its luxury experiences, so we decided to treat ourselves to a spa day. We're getting massages, facials. I'm getting a chocolate facial. Personally, I've never even gotten a regular facial, so I don't know what to expect. But they also got some hand-delivered pizza for us. They also have 2 hot springs we can chill in while we're waiting. Those are awesome. There's like waterfalls with a bunch of warm water. Super relaxing, especially considering all the places you've seen us go. And to top it all off, you got an endless supply of wine. So it's a pretty great Sunday night if you ask me. I don't belong in spas this fancy, to be honest.
Oh my god. You just made a pie pool.
That massage was legit amazing. Definitely worth the money. To sum it up, the activities were pretty cool, but there really wasn't anything that you can't do in other countries as well for a better price. Our favorite thing to do was walking in the jungle by ourselves and looking for monkeys and sloths. Now let's talk about the food, because you're going to be doing a lot of walking here, so you'll be very hungry. Alright, so we're off to find some
Coffee!
They really give you your money's worth with this one.
Alright, wait. Alright, give me it.
There's no hole.
You have to shove it in.
I guess I have to shove it in, apparently. Yeah, tastes like the stuff back home. I mean, it was $5, so I guess it pretty much is the same as your typical Starbucks or whatever else like that. The fruit bowl just came, and I gotta say, presentation, A1. Cold. So this was $12, which is pretty typical first world prices, but it was big though. Both of us shared it, and we still have leftovers, so honestly, not a terrible deal. All right, first impression on this $4 empanada.
That is not how you eat it.
I'm getting judged for how I eat empanadas. Pretty good. I can't say it's better than the $1 or $2 empanadas that are in South America, but
This arepa ran us a slightly outrageous $10, but
this one's definitely more my speed. There's so much fried food around here. It's honestly a great relief to get something that's at least somewhat healthy tasting. So this dude on the beach just tried to sell us this water bottle for $10. And we were like, nah, get out of here, son. Comes running back and gives it to us for $2. Watch out for those guys. Honestly, this is the best deal we got so far. Street food, this thing was like $5. Absolutely delicious.
after a great night's sleep, we headed to breakfast.
All right, so we're at this world famous monkey waffles place. It's all over TikTok. I have a feeling this is about to be real good.
All right, first bite.
This is the Cinnabon version.
All right, chicken and waffles. Good.
Oh my God. All right, well, we just got to La Fortuna and things are looking up because the prices are actually going down. All of these things were only about $6 each, so it's nice to be able to get a lot of food for just 20 bucks or so. So look how many chips we got in this appetizer. That's 12 bucks. Are we rabbits? Jeez. We found this pretty cool food truck place in San Jose. There's a ton of different options, but we decided on this bowl place because you can get bowls from a bunch of different cultures, and you already know which one we had to choose. This was all 32 bucks, pretty typical, but honestly, I think they just took your $1 Kraft mac and cheese, put it in a bowl, and charged 15 bucks for it. But at this point, I'm really not even surprised. All right, so we're keeping the trend going with the Western food. Starbucks this morning. If you thought Starbucks was going to hurt their margins down here, absolutely not. This was still 30 bucks for 2 coffees and food.
These prices started to run us dry, so we went looking for the cheapest thing we could find.
So we're eating pizza for breakfast because we're adults and we can do that. It was $3 a slice, so not terrible. Tastes like the frozen pizza you get from the store, but honestly, pizza's hitting the spot right now. Can't lie, definitely wasn't enough food, so we're on the hunt for some more.
So we just got the picaritas. I thought it was like a walking taco, but the thing is, it's like cold. But honestly, it's really good. It was only $3. Yeah, I would get this again.
So if you're in Costa Rica, you're going to be paying at least 20 bucks for a meal. Doesn't matter where you go. Next, let's talk about transportation, because Costa Rica has a lot of cities to visit, but it's pretty spread out. Okay, so we're on a private shuttle now from the Nicaraguan border. It was 170 bucks, which isn't too bad, but considering a shuttle would have been about $70 each, we're really not spending much more money and basically getting this entire thing to ourselves. We got a shared shuttle from Tamarindo to Monteverde. It was 75 each, so 150 for the 2 of us. Honestly, this road's super bumpy. We're kind of getting car sick. Apparently, these wristbands are supposed to make you not car sick, I don't know what kind of witchcraft that is, but
Our journey from Monteverde to La Fortuna was a messy one, but we did get a good price.
it was only 30 bucks each for like an hour and a half ride and then a 30-minute boat ride. So we just ended up taking a 3-hour Uber from La Fortuna to San Jose that was 180 bucks. It was pretty expensive. We were gonna take a private shuttle, but we didn't book it in time. But sometimes when it's the only option, you gotta do what you gotta do. Tomorrow we're gonna take the public bus, so you'll see that. And boom, we're on the public bus. So this was 14 bucks each, a better deal. Honestly, we've got some good seats back here. I'm not sure if the bus is gonna fill up at some point though, because the front is very cramped. So update, this bus that was supposed to take us 4 hours, we're now on hour 8. It's almost midnight. So if you do take a public bus, just know that the traffic is horrific. So if you want to get anywhere in a timely manner, you might as well just pay the extra money for a shuttle or a private ride. As you saw, private shuttles are pretty much 70 to 80 bucks to go anywhere, even if it's only a 3 or 4 hour ride. And the public bus is pretty disgusting and takes forever. Also, Ubers are pretty inaccessible here, and when you can get them, the prices are pretty crazy. The only possible thing I can recommend here is renting a car. We didn't try that, but every other option is bad, so that's the only thing I can guess would be good. And there you have it, the cost of everything you'll have to pay for in Costa Rica. So, is it worth it? I have to say, most likely not. But it really depends what type of trip you're taking. The only time it might be worth it is if you want to come stay in a fancy resort for a week and spend a few $1,000s there. I think that's one thing that separates Costa Rica from other Latin American countries. But if you're on a backpacking trip where you're going to be moving around a lot and spending longer than a week, I really just don't see how it's worth the cost. Now, I'm not saying you can't have fun here, but there's just so many other better options like Mexico, Peru, Colombia, Nicaragua, where you'll get a much better bang for your buck. One of the funnest parts about traveling in Latin America is that you can feel like you're living for a king without spending a ton of money, but that's really not possible in Costa Rica. So if you are backpacking through Central America, maybe stop in for a few days, but you can head to where we're going next, and I think that's gonna be super fun and a great relief. And there you have it. We just arrived in our next country, and let me tell you, things are already looking up. Like and subscribe to my channel if you want to figure out where we are and what we're going to do here. Until then, I'll see you next time.